Hello everyone, my name is Victor Cifaldo and I'm going to present about Alice Springs. Alice Springs is a small city that located in the northern territory of Australia. And here is the picture of the Alice Springs city. It's a small city, and as you can see on the picture, it mostly surrounded by the desert. And because it's a small city, there's not a lot of population in there. By 2020, estimated there are 26,448 population people that live in there. And the next slide is contains the two picture. These picture are different. The difference is between these two picture is just the right side picture is more detailed, or it shows closer about Alice Springs to the audience or people. Alice Springs, as you can see, it is located in the center of Australia, and it's far from the major cities in Australia. For example, the Darwin. It's, it's bordered with Darwin to the north, bordered with Adelaide to the south, and it's far from Perth and Brisbane. But at the right picture, Alice Springs shows more detail that shows the cities around Alice Springs. There is Hard Range to the north northeast northeast of the Alice Springs, and Erlanda to the south, and there's Uluru. What's Uluru? I'll explain it later. The next slide is about the wildlife in Alice Springs. Because Alice Springs is mostly surrounded by the desert, there's also a lot of wild animal. The first animal is called dingo. It is a half domestic dog that similar with a fox. It is a wild dog. So Australians call it a wild dog, not a pet, of course. And the next picture is Momo halidus. Momo halidus. It's a reptile, usually called a spiny lizard, because of its spike that covered his covered its body from the head until the tail. And the last animal is a red kangaroo sanctuary. It is a protected animal. This picture, the one who is looking at me, uh, its color is red, like an orange, red tuna and orange. It's protected animal. And what makes Alice Springs special, or called special things about Alice Springs? Alice Springs is far from the major cities like a big city like Sydney or Melbourne or other. So the special things about Alice Springs is the nature wonder and the wild view of the Alice Springs. The first picture, the the one that has an orange color, it's called Uluru, which I mentioned before on the map. Uluru is not too far from the Alice Springs city. It's a stone that formed as a mountain, but actually it's a stone. The picture below it is called McDonald Ranges. McDonald Ranges is a mountain also that's surrounded by the desert, and there's a lot of wild animals live there. The last picture or the third picture is Larapinta Trail. It's a walking track that is very, very long. Like the east side of the trail is located in Alice Springs, and the west is ended by Mount Soder, Mount Soder, Mount Soder, and other than the wildlife and the nature wonders in Alice Springs. Here, these are the picture of famous people that was born on Alice Springs. The first is Neville Perkins, who was born on 4th January 1952. He is an Australian politician, specifically a member of Northern Territory Parliament and Division of Electoral. The next picture, second picture, is the Michael Gunner, who was born on 6th January 1976. He's also an Australian politician and born in Alice Springs. He is the current minister of the Northern Territory, or the 11th minister, chief minister of the Northern Territory. And the third picture, this guy is Liam Knight. Liam Knight was born on 15th January 1995, and he is an Australian professional rugby league footballer who play for South Sydney team, the rugby league. And I think that's all from me. Thank you for your attention and listening to this presentation.